Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where something just doesn't feel right, but you're not sure whether to walk away or keep pushing forward? Well, sometimes Allah gives us clear signs to guide us, and recognizing those signs is key to making the right decision. In this video, we'll explore 5 powerful signs that Allah is telling you to walk away immediately, whether it's from a person, a situation, or even a mindset that's not serving your peace, your faith, or your well-being. Let's dive into these signs so you can trust in Allah's wisdom and take steps toward a better, more peaceful path. Sign 1. A strong sense of uneasy or distress. When Allah wants to guide us away from something harmful or unsuitable, He may place within our hearts a feeling of uneasy, discomfort, or even distress that doesn't go away. This inner turmoil can act as a warning, alerting us to an issue that we might otherwise overlook. Here's how you might interpret this sign in different ways. A persistent feeling. Sometimes, no matter how much you try to rationalize or justify the situation, you just can't shake a feeling of discomfort or anxiety. This is a feeling that doesn't subside even when you try to calm yourself. Instead, it lingers and may intensify, which can be Allah's way of alerting you to something amiss. Inner conflict. You may feel torn between what you know is right and the circumstances that are pushing you in another direction. For instance, if something about the person, environment, or decision just doesn't sit well with you, whether it's the way they speak to you, certain behaviors, or even underlying intentions, this discomfort is worth paying attention to. Reflection and intuition. Islam encourages us to reflect deeply on our feelings, as intuition is often a gift from Allah. Sometimes, people or situations that appear attractive on the surface may harbor problems beneath. Allah may be instilling a sense of unease to protect you from these hidden harms. Consideration for your well-being. In Islam, protecting your mental and emotional well-being is important. A constant sense of distress is not sustainable and can hinder your faith, health, and growth. By reflecting on why you feel this way, you may start to recognize unhealthy patterns or red flags that weren't immediately obvious. Turning to Allah for clarity. When faced with this kind of inner conflict, seeking guidance through prayer, specifically Istikhara, can help clarify if walking away is the best course. In Istikhara, you ask Allah to guide you toward what is best and to turn you away from what isn't. Often, after performing Istikhara, you may notice that the feeling of uneasy either persists or intensifies, indicating that walking away is the best decision. Seeking counsel from trusted people. Another way to understand your feelings is by seeking advice from people you trust, those who can offer insight without bias. They may validate your concerns or provide a new perspective that aligns with your own sense of caution. A test of faith and trust. Sometimes this feeling of distress is Allah's way of strengthening our reliance on Him. Walking away from something that appears promising on the surface can be difficult, but trusting that Allah has something better for you is essential. Remember, Allah knows what we do not, and what feels right to us in the moment might lead to harm in ways we can't yet see. An opportunity for growth. By stepping away from situations that disturb your peace, you make room for personal and spiritual growth. This act of trust is often rewarded, as Allah replaces what we give up for His sake with something that ultimately brings us more peace and blessings. Sign 2. Repeated sin or compromising your faith. If staying in a particular situation or relationship leads you to compromise your values or consistently engage in sinful behavior, it may be a clear sign from Allah to walk away immediately. In Islam, upholding our faith and principles is essential, and anything that pulls us toward wrongdoing can be harmful not only to our spiritual health, but also to our mental and emotional well-being. Recognizing compromises. If you find yourself justifying actions that go against your beliefs, or if you're constantly making excuses for behavior you know isn't right, it may be time to reconsider the situation. This might look like skipping prayers, engaging in dishonesty, compromising on modesty, or other actions that don't align with your values. Impact on your spirituality. When something in your life causes you to drift away from Allah, it can weaken your faith over time. Staying in such a situation can cloud your judgment and make it difficult to recognize what is best for you. In Islam, anything that distances us from Allah is ultimately not beneficial for us, and it may be a sign that Allah wants to protect you from further harm. Trusting Allah's guidance. Walking away from situations that tempt us towards sin can be challenging, especially if they are emotionally or socially significant. But by trusting Allah and making the choice to prioritize your faith, you are showing a commitment to your well-being and to Allah's guidance. Remember, Allah promises to replace what you give up for His sake with something better. In short, if a situation leads you into repeated sin or forces you to compromise your beliefs, it's a clear sign that Allah may be guiding you to step away. This act of trust and self-preservation can lead to a stronger relationship with Allah and open doors to healthier, more fulfilling opportunities. Sign 3. Spiritual disconnect and emotional burnout. If you notice a rapid decline in your spiritual well-being, or feel emotionally drained to the point where even basic acts of worship become difficult, this could be a strong indication from Allah to walk away. Islam encourages us to seek balance and prioritize both our spiritual and emotional health. When something disrupts this balance, it may be a signal that it's time to move on. Declining spiritual connection. When staying in a situation begins to affect your focus, sincerity, or motivation in worship, it could be a sign that it's harming you on a deeper level. You might find it challenging to feel present in your prayers, feel uninspired to seek knowledge, or notice a growing disinterest in connecting with Allah. If something constantly distracts you from maintaining this relationship, it could be Allah's way of telling you that it doesn't belong in your life. Emotional exhaustion. Prolonged emotional burnout can make it difficult to maintain a strong connection to your faith and fulfill your responsibilities, whether they are spiritual, personal, or social. If you find that a particular situation or relationship is draining you emotionally and mentally, making it hard to feel peace or joy, it may be time to consider walking away to preserve your well-being. Seeking refuge in Allah. Islam encourages us to turn to Allah for peace, comfort, and strength, especially in difficult times. Through prayer and sincere reflection, Allah often brings clarity and a sense of direction. Performing Istikhara prayer can also be particularly helpful in asking Allah to guide you away from what is not best for you. Trusting in Allah's wisdom. While it can be hard to leave situations or relationships we are deeply invested in, trusting that Allah has something better in store for you is essential. Sometimes Allah allows these difficult feelings to grow as a way of showing us that we need to protect our spiritual and emotional health by letting go. Allah replaces what you give up for His sake with something that will bring more peace and fulfillment into your life. If a situation is causing you spiritual disconnect and emotional burnout, consider it a powerful sign from Allah. Walking away may be the best way to restore your connection to your faith, find peace, and protect your mental and emotional health. Sign 4. Toxicity, abuse, or harmful behavior. If you find yourself in a situation where you experience or witness toxic, abusive, or harmful behavior, it's a clear sign from Allah to walk away immediately. Islam emphasizes kindness, respect, and mercy toward oneself and others, and protecting yourself from harm is not only a right, but a responsibility. No one deserves to endure environments or relationships that are physically, mentally, or emotionally damaging. Recognizing toxicity and abuse. Toxicity and abuse can take many forms, such as manipulation, constant criticism, controlling behavior, verbal or physical harm, or emotional neglect. These behaviors often cause immense stress, fear, and confusion, leaving you feeling unsafe, inadequate, or isolated. Islam highly values self-respect and self-preservation, and staying in such situations contradicts this principle. The effect on your self-worth and faith. Being around toxic or abusive behavior can damage your self-worth, making you question your value and strengths. It can lead to guilt, shame, or even doubt in Allah's mercy. However, Allah values you and wants you to be in environments that respect and support your dignity. By staying in harmful situations, you risk losing the connection to the peace and love that Islam encourages us to seek. Protection as an act of faith. Walking away from abuse or toxicity is an act of self-respect and self-care, both of which are supported in Islam. Seeking safety and peace is not selfish. It aligns with the principles of protecting yourself from harm. Taking steps to leave these situations and even seeking support from loved ones, authorities, or counselors can be essential for your well-being. Seeking Allah's guidance and support. Allah encourages us to turn to Him in times of hardship. Praying for strength and relief can help you find the courage to step away from what harms you. Through Istikhara prayer or daily supplication, you may feel reassurance in your decision to leave and find the strength to seek a healthier, safer path. In essence, if you are experiencing or witnessing any form of abuse or harmful behavior, it's a clear sign that Allah would want you to protect yourself by walking away. By stepping away, you prioritize your safety, dignity, and faith, allowing yourself the chance to find the peace and security that every person deserves. Sign 5. Doors closing. Despite your best efforts. If you find that, despite your sincere efforts, doors keep closing in a particular situation or relationship, it may be Allah's way of guiding you to walk away. When Allah consistently prevents progress or success in a specific direction, it can be a sign that it's not the right path for you. Islam teaches us to trust in Allah's wisdom, as He sees what we cannot. Persistent obstacles and rejections. Sometimes, no matter how hard you try, everything seems to go wrong and attempts to make things work keep failing. These obstacles could show up as rejection, uncooperative people, or events that repeatedly prevent you from achieving what you intended. This pattern may indicate that Allah is guiding you towards something better by closing this particular door. Feelings of frustration and stagnation. When you are constantly met with setbacks, frustration, or a feeling of being stuck, it's worth considering that this path may not be meant for you. Allah wants ease for His believers, and prolonged difficulty despite sincere effort can be a sign that He has other plans in mind. Letting go of the situation may open up new paths that align better with your growth and peace. Seeing new opportunities. Elsewhere, sometimes as one door closes, other opportunities begin to appear, though they might be different from what you initially planned. If you notice that alternative paths are starting to emerge, it can be a sign that Allah is redirecting you towards something more fulfilling or beneficial. These new opportunities may lead to better outcomes than what you originally sought. Trusting in Allah's wisdom. When faced with repeated obstacles, it's natural to feel disappointed or disheartened. However, trusting that Allah knows what is best for you and letting go of what isn't working can bring you closer to something more suitable. Often, what we want isn't what we need, and Allah's redirection protects us from potential harm or disappointment. In short, if you encounter constant setbacks, rejections, or closed doors despite trying your best, consider it a sign from Allah that it may be time to walk away. By releasing this path, you open yourself up to Allah's wisdom, allowing for new possibilities and blessings that may lead to greater peace and success. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, sometimes the hardest part of walking away is having the strength to trust in Allah's wisdom and let go of what isn't meant for us. But Allah knows what we don't, and He always has our best interest at heart. By recognizing these signs and making the decision to move forward, we're not only protecting our peace, but also embracing the path that Allah has chosen for us. If this video helped you, please share it with someone who might need to hear this message. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below with your thoughts. I'd love to hear your stories about how Allah guided you in similar ways. Until next time, stay safe, stay strong in your faith, and remember that Allah's guidance is always there for us. Assalamu alaikum.